Let's go. Second time I say this, but now I have to put better my microphone. So it's done and we can go. So today we are here to talk about how CLN plugins can communicate with each other. I hope you know a little bit about the plugin systems. If you don't, no worries. I will say everything that is needed to understand what we are going today. We are going to divide the live in two parts, maybe 20 minutes each, and after each we can talk in the chat, and we are going to do the same on the two parts. But in the first part, we explain the system and we implement two plugins with Python without using PyLN client, and in the second part we'll do it with PyLN client. So the benefit of doing this like this is that for the first part we see exactly how the pieces are put together, and this can be applied to any languages, as plugins can be written in any languages, and this is an amazing features of CLN plugin systems. But if someone wants to use Python, it's better to do it with PyLN client, which is a library for doing it. So here on the screen, I have the schema of what we're going to do. So we're going to write a plugin, foo-emit.py, which is going to send notification to LightningD. And what another plugin is going to do, the plugin that we call foo-subscribe.py at the top right, this one will subscribe to the foo notification. So each time foo-emit will emit a notification, LightningD will receive it and forward it to the foo-subscribe plugin that have subscribed to that notification. So this is the schema that we see. And so the two things that we have to implement in the foo-emit plugin is, the first one is we need to announce the foo custom notification to LightningD. So this is one of the things that we have to do to say, so that LightningD knows that and allow us to send it notification. And a notification, a JSON RPC notification, is a JSON request without any ID. So we have the JSON RPC field, the method, and the params, but we don't put an ID, and the software receiving the notification doesn't have to answer to the notification. Then the second part that we have to do, the foo-emit, is to have a way to send that those foo notifications. So one way to do that is to register a JSON RPC command to LightningD. So this is something that we've already done, but we are going to do it again and today. And the command that we are going to register will be called foo-emit, and each time we use it at the command line, this will send the foo notification to LightningD, and LightningD will forward that notification to foo-subscribe in the case of foo-subscribe as subscribe to that notification. And for now, so foo-subscribe plugin had only one thing to do, is to subscribe to the notification foo. So, and to do something with it, and we are going to see what we do. So here we have the plugin mechanism stages. So if you don't remember, when we start the plugin, LightningD sends us a get manifest request, and we answer to that get manifest, declaring and registering everything that we have to do. So this is at that moment that we're going to say, I want to register that JSON RPC command. I want to to subscribe to the Foo notification, or I want to declare that we will send you notification. In the init request, we are going to do nothing, and then the plugin enter in the IO loop and wait for communication with LightningD and do the stuff the plugin needs to do. So let's have a look at the foo-emit.py response to the get manifest. So here, maybe we do that a little bit smaller. So the first JSON that we see here is the get manifest request that we the plugin received at the beginning, and with that request, we are going to answer with something like this one. And so we have the JSON RPC, the ID field, and in the result, this is where we have to register and to declare the steps. So dynamic plugin option, we have any option, so we are going to left it empty, and the RPC method. This is where we this is an array, but of object, and we are going to define only one. So the one that we want to define is the foo-emit method. So the name, the usage, and the description. This is the one we are going to use to notify LightningD with the foo method. But if we just notify LightningD without declaring that we want to a custom notification, we want to send a custom notification, LightningD won't let us do that. So there is another field, the field notifications with an S here, and it takes an array of objects with the method and the name of the notification we want to send. So here we are saying, I'm the plugin foo-emit.py. I will send you foo notification. Okay. Now, the subscribe part. So foo-subscribe.py will receive also a get manifest request. And in that get manifest request, it doesn't have in the result to put many things. Option and RPC methods are mandatory, so we left them empty, and we just say in the subscription field that we want to receive the foo notification. So as we are writing everything, we know that the foo notification are coming from foo-emit.py plugin, but it doesn't have to be the case. And last thing is the foo subscribe plugin is going to receive the notification that are, as we can see at the top, that are forwarded by LightningD. So they are forwarded by LightningD, and the way we know that is here. So LightningD received the notification, the foo, that is sent by foo-emit.py, and to encode this information so that foo subscribe understand that it comes from the plugin foo-emit.py. This is in the params. We have the origin, which is our plugin that sends the notification, and the payload that the data that we want that we notified LightningD, the foo-emit plugin. So this is all we are going to do right now. This is the system, how it works. Let's see how we can implement what we've just seen. So we jump into our terminal. We are going to source that script from the Lightning repositories. This allows us now to start Lightning network on-reg test with 2 nodes that are not connected, but we have 2 nodes and we can do some stuff. And this command is an alias for Lightning CLI with a specific Lightning directory that is running on reg test. So we have that. Okay, so we're okay with that. And now let's implement the foo. First, we want the foo subscribe. Okay, so we are not going to write everything because this is something that we did in the first slide, and this is not. It doesn't help to understand what we are going. But I work through that small script that do the thing. So the get manifest here. The communication, and I didn't say it so far, the communication between a plugin and Lightning D is done via the standard input and output stream of the Lightning of the plugin and Lightning D. So each time we want to talk to Lightning D, we write into our standard output stream, and to receive the request from Lightning D, we read and in our standard in stream. So this is what we do here at the top. So first we read, we deserialize the request, we take the ID, and we construct the manifest response. And we can see that looks like a lot with what we've seen just before. And so far, we are not doing nothing, but if we run that, the plugin runs. So this is a minimum we have to answer. How do we answer? We answer by writing to our outputs the manifest. Then we do something similar with the init request. So we read in the standard input, we get the ID of the request, we prepare the response, and we send it by writing to the standard in stream of our process to Lightning D. And then the IO loop. So in that loop, we read in our standard input the incoming request that can be notification from Lightning D, and this is where we do some stuff. So let's have something maybe running. So we are in the foo subscribe plugin, and what we want to do is subscription. So an array of subscription. We want to subscribe to foo, but a custom notification. But before doing it like this, we are going to do it with a built-in notification, which is invoice creation, which is a notification that we can subscribe to each time we create an invoice. Why we do that? Because we want to, I prefer to start with something that works, to see if that it is working, the subscription model is working, and then we can move on. Because if I don't like to write too much code without seeing something or failing or passing. So invoice creation. So now in the IO loop, we know that as the only thing that we subscribe to is the invoice creation. The only incoming requests that we are going to get are notification and are the invoice creation notification. What we do is that we write directly in the file temporary foo subscribe the request. We just want to see the system working. We don't do fancy stuff. So right now we should have a plugin that is working, that subscribes to the invoice creation. We're going to start it, create an invoice creation, and see if we received an invoice creation notification. So let's start. So L1 CLI plugin start, and we want to start, so we want the full path of foo subscribe.py. So this should start that plugin. Let's just check that we have a process running for that plugin. So we have the foo subscribe process that is running. So we normally everything is going correctly. Now let's create an invoice 0.001 BTC, and we give it this tag and a description pizza. So we've created an invoice, or we should see in the file foo subscribe. So here we are. So we received the notification from of that invoice, and we can verify that this is a notification. We have the gRPC method and the params, and we have no IDs. And in the params, we have some information about the invoice that we've just created. Okay, so this is something that that is working, and now we can go back to our foo subscribe plugin, and the only thing that we are going to change is in the subscription field of the result of our response to the get manifest. Now we want to subscribe only to the custom foo notification that is still not declared by the other plugin, but we subscribe to it. Fine. Almost in the sense that we want to restart the plugin. So we restart the plugin like that. And now let's go to see the foo emit. So if we go back to our notes and we go at the top, and maybe we make it a little bit bigger. So we have two things that we want to do. We want to announce the foo custom notification, and we want to register the JSON RPC method. So I will do a copy and paste here because I don't want to do typo for at least that one. So in the RPC method, we describe the foo emit method, and I can show you in the terminal if it's not clear. This is because we want to do at some point, we want to do foo emit like that, and when we return, we want to notify Lightning D. So this is we write a command that allows us to do a notification. Then the new part that we've never seen before is that field notification, and that takes an array. And now what we declare the name of the method that offers the notification. So this is how we say now, please Lightning D, let me send foo notification. This is the way to do it. So it seems that the object is the dictionary is written correctly. So we move on. So we've just told we are not running the plugin right now, but we just said that we want to register a JSON RPC method called foo emit, foo-emit, and we also want to notify foo notification. So in that IO loop, the request that we are going to receive are only the request for the foo emit method. So the request, so we don't have to do a logic here. We know because we just register one JSON RPC method that this one is going to be the foo emit. And what do we want to do with the foo emit? We want to create a notification like that, and that notification need to have that field. Also, we need to say what kind of method this is. So this is the foo, because this is the foo notification that we just declared before. And the param that we are going to send, let's say that we send that JSON object foo bar buzz. So but this foo notification, how can we send that notification to LightningD each time we receive a request that we see here? We need to write that notification. Okay, like that. So we write it, and it's no longer init, but foo notification. So what we do here? The request that we are going to receive is a foo emit request, which is a JSON RPC command or method that we declare. Then what we want to do with that is to create a notification that send this payload foo bar buzz, this object, and so we write it to the output. What we're doing is works, but there is not an error, but there's something missing that we're going to see after. I prefer to make it run and see what happens. So we start the plugin. We are going to emit with the command foo emit, and then normally, as the plugin foo subscribe to the custom notification foo, it should have received that notification and written it in the file. I don't remember the name. That is foo temporary/foo-subscribe, I think. So let's start the plugin. So it's no longer foo subscribe, but it's foo emit. Okay, let's check. Or we have two processes running, so it seems that the plugin are running correctly. And now, li foo emit, and maybe it works, maybe it we get an error. So it seems to be working. So pay attention. The terminal hangs right now. So this is normal. This is the thing that I didn't want to do right now. We are going to see after why this is happening. So you can think about that the time that we check for the file foo subscribe, this one, and we see that we have received and another notification that is no, the method we have it here. The method is foo. Let's take that one, and maybe we can call it foo notification and forwarded, because it's not exactly what we what the plugin foo emit send. This is what is forwarded by so JSON mode. This is what is forwarded by LightningD. So that this is what LightningD sent to foo subscribe, and we see, so this is the notification foo, and in the params, instead of just passing the payload, it passes also the origin, so that the plugin that subscribes to the notification can know who is the plugin that send the notification, and we have the payload that we wrote. So we are almost done. There's just one little thing that we want to see. It's why this is hanging right now. So why? So we can quit, go back to foo subscribe.py. This is that, no, it's a foo emit. This is that one. So because why? We are in the IO loop. We receive the request, and what is the request? Maybe I can do this like that. So the request comes from L1 CLI foo emit. So the client L1 CLI send to Lightning D the foo emit JSON RPC command. That one is forwarded to our plugin. Our plugin receive we see at the top the request, which is the foo emit request, and what we do is we just create a notification and notify Lightning D. But still, Lightning D is waiting for an answer to the JSON RPC request foo emit that we are receiving right now. So this is the missing piece that we can do by copying this part, because what we do now is this. Maybe we can go there. So we receive the request. We create the foo notification that we write on our standard in stream, but still we have the request there. We get the ID. We have the request ID. We create an object that maybe we want to call now. Sorry, we might want to call it foo emit response, because we answer to the foo emit request. We have the ID, and maybe in the result we can put something a little bit more descriptive. So maybe notification, and what can we write? So maybe something like that, so because we maybe tell to the client that the notification foo have been sent foo notification emitted, and we write it to our we send that to Lightning D. Let's see if it works. So we go back to the terminal. We want to start again foo emit. We have it started, and now we call it again foo emit to emit, and we have a better. We are not hanging right now. So we have the notification, and as the plugin foo subscribes to the foo notification, he'll also write again a new. So this is the same, but it is written another time right now. So let's go to the note. I will let this on the screen, and this is for the first part. So we wrote two plugins, foo-emit.py, that announces the foo custom notification to Lightning D, register a JSON RPC command foo-emit to emit those notifications. We've used it to notify Lightning D with a foo custom notification. Lightning D forwarded that notification to the foo subscribe.py plugin that beforehand in answer, in response to the get manifest, subscribe to that custom notification. So super cool. With CLN, we not only we can subscribe to built-in notification topic defined by Core Lightning, but also notification from other plugins. So now the limit is just the imagination we have to use it in a meaningful way. So this is for the first part, and now I can take your question if you have a question or any suggestion. So let me know in the comments. So do we have any question? Okay, cool. So one question is, can the functionality of one plugin influence the behavior of other plugins? My answer would be first, it depends what you want to do. Maybe you can specify what you want to do in the way that we did it. So one plugin influences the behavior of other plugin. The way they are communicating is only by as we are seeing right now. It's only by receiving notification. So if one plugin, let's say that Foo subscribe, okay? No, but the answer is yes. It depends on the implementation of the plugin receiving the notification. So let's go back to subscribe, to Foo subscribe. I'm not going to implement it, but to see what it might look like. Let's say we have the Foo subscribe plugin and we receive something, and maybe before we start the IO loop, we have a big global. Why global is like that? We have Foo, maybe Foo global, which have some value, and when we receive the notification there, you might say. So now we go to the Foo emit. I don't say that it should be done like that. Huh? It's just that that in some way, yes, because on the right we have the Foo emit, and if instead the Foo notification, so we have the Foo notification at the top, and the object, the payload that we send is Foo bar base. But imagine that we say something like that. Foo. We still call it Foo, and instead of Foo bar, we made this something like Foo global, and Foo global we still it's still base. So now in that request, and we will receive the Foo global, base, and we can imagine that we do something before. We can do anything we want there. So we can do Foo global with let's say FF. FF doesn't exist, but which is a function of the request, and maybe just what you do is you deserialize that part, and you get the params, and we use the Foo global, and you set Foo global to base here. So in some way, I'm not saying that this is what you want to do, because now you have two plugins that are linked together in a way that maybe this is not what you want. when you have two independent plugins, but I think that this might be the question that you were asking. Is it okay as an answer, or maybe I wasn't clear? Okay, cool. So it seems to be helpful. So fine. Maybe other question before we move on. Okay, so no question. We have 19 minutes left. Let's do what we've done right now, but with PyLN client. Super cool, because PyLN client implement everything for us. So let's see how does it works. And I think that if I don't do any typos and I stay focused, we can do this before the end and still have some time to do the question. So let's go back to the note. Okay, this is what we want to do, and now we want to do it with PyLN client. Let me just drink a bit of water. Yep, let's go. Terminal. So what I prefer to do is to stop ln. So this is these are commands that that are in the script that we sourced at the beginning from the Lightning repository. So we just stop everything. We destroy the directory L1 and L2 for the two nodes. And what I used to do is to also remove the RigTest repository of Bitcoin. So it works better like that. I don't know why, but it just works. And now we are going to activate a Python virtual environment. So Python module valve that we call .valve. We want to do that before we restart Lightning Network on the RigTest. Now we can activate it. So .valve bin activate. We activate it. And what can we do now? So we want to install PyLN client. Everything right? Okay, this seems to be right. We have PyLN client installed. What next? So we start again. So we have it started. I like to do this all time. So this is our first node, Lightning CLI with the Lightning directory, which is temporary L1-RigTest. So with that done, now let's. So we do the same, and we start with PyLN PyLN-subscribe.py. Now this is not foo subscribe foo emit, but PyLN subscribe, and maybe this is the first time you see that the structure of PyLN client. So we import the class plugin, we instantiate, and the plugin that run here do the IO loop, and also does the thing with the get manifest and the init. So everything is done, and we see nothing. And now we want to subscribe, and as we done before, so this is Python decorators. So this is the way it is implemented in PyLN, and we want the invoice creation. So after we are going to put a foo, but as we did before, I like to see things running first or failing. Either I'm okay with both of them. And invoice blah blah blah. Okay, we are subscribing. So what we want to do is to write on the file temporary PyLane subscribe, and we want to write only. Am I missing something? Let me think. Huh? Okay. So I was missing something in the. So we have other argument that we have to pass here when we subscribe. And sorry, wow, was doing a lot of subscribe, a lot of mistakes. Sorry, so let's go back. Subscribe. So we have the plugin dot subscribe. We want to subscribe to invoice creation. The function that is going to be run when we receive the invoice creation notification is that one, and the way it is implemented by ELN is that we have to pass the plugin in the first argument, the keyword argument at the last part, and here what we put, we can see that with the in the note. So okay, this is the full notification that we are going to receive, that the Lightning will forward to us, and how PyLN implement it is that it pass the first field of the param as argument to our function. So we are going to have origin and payload as argument. So let's only do PyLN subscribe, only do for now the payload. So we get the payload. The payload is a dictionary, so we have to serialize it like that. Okay. Hope this is clear and there's no mistake. We'll see that right now because we're going to start that plugin. So this is the full subscribe, but not the full, but the PyLN. Maybe it works, maybe not. So we have one process running for PyLN dash subscribe, and now what we do is to we can do that because we can do that invoice, create that invoice. So as we've subscribed, we should see something that is PyLN. So so we don't have it. So what's sorry, what I'm doing the wrong way. Subscribe, invoice creation. Okay, I see that. Sorry. Really a bad start for this point. I'm how to sorry. So I'm going too fast and too slow at the same time. So let's go back to the note. And when we are going to receive the notification, the custom notification foo, we are going to have in the params origin and payload. But when this is the invoice creation in the object, and we are not going to check, but we can check you can check in the plugin documentation. We are going to have inside an object with the first field, which is invoice creation, like we see there. So now let's go back and restart PyLN subscribe. It seems to work. We have to change this one, and now we should have something like pyln subscribe. Okay, so this is the information of the invoice that we've just created. Cool. So this is working. It cost me a little bit, and now we can change invoice creation for Foo. So we subscribe to Foo. Now this is no longer invoice creation that we have, but we have the payload that I wanted to do before. We restart the plugin as we've changed stuff. Maybe we can check again. So, okay, this is running, and now we can pass to the pyln emit. Okay, so let's go back to our note. Remember, we have two things to do in the emit plugin. We have to register a JSON RPC command foo emit that will do the notification, and we also have to declare the foo notification. Let's do both things. Plugin method. So this is what this is the thing that I did before and wasn't appropriate, but now it is appropriated. This is the way pyln client defines the foo emit. So when we are going to receive the foo emit JSON RPC request, the function that we are going to write right now is the one that is going to construct the result field of the JSON RPC response. Foo emit func takes the plugin and no argument. So we've seen before in the command line when we do L1-CLI foo emit, we have no argument, we pass no argument, so we don't have to pass argument to that function. And now what we want to do is to write. This is plugin, and we can use the notify method of the plugin object. First, we say which type of notification. So the notification that we do is foo. We still have to register to declare that notification, but let's just say that we are going to do it that just after. And now foo emit, so that we take the same, and it's no foo global. It's just bar, so foo bar bad. So first argument is the method of the notification, of the custom notification, and this is the payload. If we just do that, this won't work because we need to tell Lightning B that we want to declare that topics. This is the only thing that we have to write to have something working. Go back to our terminal, and now we want to start maybe pyln, but this is the emit emit plugin. Okay, let's check for the processes. So it should work. And L1 foo emit. This is that this one. Let's try it. Okay, so we get a null. We are going to see it's better that hanging as we have before, but we are going to change that to match with the first way to doing it. And it seems that it has been written. So as we didn't put any, so I will put an enter. This is because I didn't put any new lines at the end. So we get the payload, and this is exactly what we should expect, because if we go to the PyLN emit, no, subscribe, this is exactly what we said. Okay, that when I received the request, just the argument payload, and what is the payload? The payload is what we have in PyLN emit, which is that object. So we can say that that it works, but if you don't mind, I want to add something else. Maybe let me check the time. See, just to, yes, two things more. Terminal, we see we return null. This is normal because here when we emit, we don't return nothing, so it returns null, and the null is used to do the thing. So maybe we can return some things that we can have in the foo emit, and we are going to return the same one. So now we notify first when we receive the foo emit request. So we notify foo, and the notification has been emitted. Let's go to the terminal. We restart, and we call it, and we get that answer. And also, what we are interested in is to be sure that this is written correctly, that this has been transmitted, forwarded to the foo subscribe plugin, PyLN subscribe plugin, and this is the case. Last thing, and really we are done. PyLN subscribe, and I told you that if we go to the node, and we go to the last one, that we have the payload. This is what is forwarded by LightningD, and the way PyLN client work, it's also pass origin as an argument. So let's add here the origin in the argument in the PyLN subscribe.py things. We can call it param, which because these are the params. Maybe we can go take that up, and maybe we do something like that. We have the params. We pass the params. So origin payload. We construct the object, the dictionary params. We hope I did it correctly. And now this is what we wrote to the file PyLN subscribe. Let's go back to our terminal. We start again, not the emit, but the subscribe plugin. And we emit a notification, and now what we want is to check the files, this one, and this is what we have. So we have the origin, pyln-emit.py, and payload. So this is all I have today. Go back to the note. If you have any question, let's go. So any question about okay, so okay, thank you, Chuck. So no question, everything is making sense. I'm really happy to hear that the things makes sense. Any other question? Why we are you are thinking maybe for another question? I wanted to say three things. I think that there biweekly meeting on the next Monday, and every 2 weeks on Monday with the core Lightning team, and everyone that that works on the CLN or any project. So I invite you to join. So I like to join those meetings. I learn always a lot. The next event in 2 weeks is going to be super cool. So I'm eager to do it with you, because we are going to touch the hook system of CLN, and this is just a use thing. You can it's just so much freedom offer to do those things. And last thing, if you think about things that you want to see in the videos in the lnroom.live or in the live, let me know. And really, I appreciate that you joined me today. So we're done for today.
Thank you, Tony. This was a lot of fun.
Yes, thank you, Drew.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks.
All right, goodbye.
Goodbye.